Hello and welcome to the Happy, Healthy, Strong podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you live a happier, healthier, and stronger life. Building a life that you love starts with you owning your health and intentionally creating the best version of yourself. So if you're looking to better understand how proper nutrition, daily movement, mindset work, and strength training can help you create a life full of happiness and health, then you are in the right place. I generally hope that the tips, tricks, and information that we share will be the catalyst for change. I'm your host, Adam Lane. It's time to dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Happy, Healthy, Strong podcast. I'm your host, Adam Lane. With me today, South Dakota, right, Colby? That's where you're from? South Dakota? Not North Dakota.
North Dakota, Diet Canada.
So basically Canada. From beautiful North Dakota, owner Origin Performance, Colby Wartman. Colby, thanks for joining us today, bud. We have fought technology, but here we are. We came out on the other end.
This is a brutal one this morning, buddy.
But we're here. We're hanging on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Dude, for the tens of people that listen to the show who might not know who you are and why you're such a big deal, tell the people who you are and why you're such a big deal.
Yes, sir. The only cool thing I have on my resume is I'm from Wyoming. Other than that, it's pretty dull. But owner of Origin Performance, just in 2025, I sold my old business and created Origin Performance. So Origin Performance is for anybody and everybody, but it is for the athlete. And so we've been training athletes for 9 years now, and this is the busiest we've ever been. And I've just been out on my own for about 7 months now. So it's been a new shift that has allowed me to dive face first and just go straight into the athletes.
Fantastic. Now, with the coaching of the athletes, you just don't stop there, because you are maybe on the opposite side of your athletic career here. Okay, you've transferred into gym owner, father, husband. So we have those things going on. You also work with normal average people who are not trying to run a sub-second flight 10. They're not Tom Brady. They're Brady Tom that work for Bank of America for 40 hours a week. So I want to, you take a very specific approach with these adults. I want you to dive into that, because I don't want this glossy over, we just need to lift weights and blah, blah, blah. That's important. But like, if I come to you and say, dude, I want to get fitter, healthier, better, jacked and tan in 2025, what is your process? What do adults need to know?
Yeah. So we, if somebody wants to listen to this on their way to work or after work, whatever it is, I want to leave with a couple tangible things that I've seen elicit a very positive benefit for people. So I look at it in pillars of 4. So our athletic performance is pillars of 4. Okay. Lift heavy, sprint fast, jump high, throw hard, right? On the athletic or the non-athletic or ex-athlete side is how we put it, is we have to focus on our training. We have to focus on the nutrition, supplementation, and lifestyle. So if we can really focus on these 4 things, where our habits and our lifestyle, our nutrition, supplementation, and our training, that's going to give you the full picture and you hitting on all cylinders. So how we do that is I can't believe it's 2025 and some people still don't get regular blood work. When I say regular, even every 12 months, just get a look under the hood. I'm 31 years old and I'm like, I wish I could get it every other month, right? It's a good way to give us data. Just like you and I training athletes, we need data, rank, record, publish, everything. We need data on this. And so the biggest tangible thing that I think I could hand over to somebody is stop listening to Joe Schmo that has been on steroids at the regular gym his whole life and said, hey, this supplement's amazing. Maybe you should look at what your blood work is deficient in. Then we'll find that amazing supplement for that person.
Fantastic. So blood work wise, so I know I've looked into it. I also, I go to my lady and we collaborate on it too. So it's not just Adam looking at it, and there are some things I feel like I know things about, but there are other things like, is that level good? Is that good enough? Because, the recommended highs and lows often are such massive windows. Vitamin C or vitamin D is healthy in between 30 and 100, like this massive span. Does that mean at 31, you're still good? Is that what that means? Like, or what, again, for people wanting, what is when you look at blood work, what are important pieces here that you're trying to look at?
Yeah, I got really frustrated with the Western medicine model for when it comes to blood work, or preventative medicine, I guess you could say, is everything is reactive to a negative problem, right? So we have something hurting, we go to the doctor. It's very reactive. On the blood work side, it should be proactive. Then the second thing that I've had hiccups with, and I know other people that are listening to this do, once you get your blood work, what do? Like, how do I improve this blood work? How do I actually take steps forward? And that's where we were like, hey, 4 tiers, make sure your nutrition, supplementation, training, and lifestyle are in check, and that blood work will start getting better. So when we look at it, our big thing is I use a company called Vitality Blueprint that was originally just made for high-level athletes. And they're like, well, this doesn't make sense. We want the high-level athletes to have optimal blood work, but we want the average Joe to have optimal blood work. So we're not working with what's average. We're working at optimizing the blood work. So when I look at it, there's a bunch of different metrics that we look for. It's a 135 panel test. It's huge. And there's brain chemistry, there's your lipid panels, there's all these things. But what I see in the population that I work with is a lot of low testosterone, a ton of low vitamin D, and lipid panels are out of whack. Like, almost everybody has something, whether it's LDL, HDL, triglycerides, whatever it is, they usually are out of whack. So that's where we instill the lifestyle habits, the nutrition, and the supplementation to start maybe hopefully letting them hit on all cylinders is a big thing.
Gotcha. So step 1, blood work. We'll look at this. We identify this. Step 2 is what?
Yes. So step 2, once we get that data, I use, and it's kind of cool for somebody like me or you that doesn't have the PhD behind our name. I use Vitality. So Vitality takes all the responsibility. They take all the, what's the word I'm looking for? The, responsibility,
risk.
Risk.
Yeah.
They're taking all that because they're generally making the recommendations based off the data. Us as the coach can facilitate their plan on, hey, we need to look at this for training, this for nutrition, this for supplementation. So right when we get that blood work back, I go over a consult with them. So we just 10, 20 minutes. Hey, this is where we're at. Here's the performance plan that is generated by Vitality. And then I make the overall decision of what to do. So if it's giving me 15 different supplements, what's the highest impact for you? Because everybody can't buy 15 supplements. Where's your diet right now? Let's change that to 1 gram per pound of body weight, a gallon of water, 8 hours of sleep, and take off, So that's the small things that I feel like the biggest leverage moves for people to increase their blood work and feel good. 8 hours of sleep, a gallon, that's arbitrary, a gallon of water, and make sure you're hitting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Like, you will feel like Superman instantly.
This supplement of 8 hours of sleep, how much does that cost, and where can I buy that supplement?
Dude, it's a hell of a supplement, buddy. It's the best one on the market.
Well, and I think we make fun, but I think that's the funny part within this is that, like, some of the best stuff you don't have to spend money, to go outside, and walk outside. You're spending $0, to sleep when the sun goes down, $0. Like, there's so many good, just simple, no money.
And it's a huge lever. Like, it will make a massive change. Like, for instance, anybody that's dealing with this, in my old business that I sold to my partner because they just wanted to go a different route and I wanted to go a different route, I was very high stress. I just flew to Puerto Rico for my fighter to fight Jake Paul on a national stage. And my doctor calls me and says, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "No, but I can." He's like, "Your testosterone is 99. He's like, "Oh, wow. 99. He said, "That's the upper range for high school girls." Like, there's something going on here. The one thing that I fixed was my sleep. And I added an hour and a half and it changed everything. I'm telling you, dude, it's wild.
So Colby, not to brag, but I did run a 141 fly 10 last week, which at the age of almost 46, we're doing okay with a lot of endurance training through the years too. Like I basically ran the speed out of myself in my 20s during the triathlon thing, but really I'm now similar. So 50 or so. I don't know. I did like a half dozen of the half Ironmans. I did one full Ironman. I could do anything when I was 24, and now at 45, just things change up a little. But now to go fast is completely different. Not to derail too much, but I was talking smack to our high school girls, going like, "Yeah, I'm just as fast as some of you right now." So yes,
it's an interesting topic though. How you say it, like. Over time, our ability to generate force does go down. But like with those endurance side, there's always a balance. Like if there's a adult listening to this, like if you want to be more athletic and utilitarian, awesome. If you want to go full in and do competitive endurance, like it will come at a cost. It always does, like it's harder for me to slow down now than it was prior to my marathons and all that, for sure.
No, dude, it was something I don't know. I started doing, I got done with football. I'm like, oh, I'll start running. I had a buddy who was a track runner. He was a sub 800 meter guy. Not bad. He not solid, not world class, not all state, but like it did okay. We started running. I lost a little weight. I got to high school or got to college. There's a pool across the Iowa State, started swimming and like, well, anybody can bike. I just whatever put it together. But you're right. Like it's funny. It changed me as an athlete. And looking back, if that time in my 20s and early 30s would have been like lifting aggressively and really like train like I am now, like holy cow, I'd be a machine. And now I'm hanging on. We're doing okay. Let's bring this back around. We're back to the adults. Sorry, I got distracted there. But no, I think that's to look at those levels, and then the hormone thing is very interesting to me because there's a domino thing going on there. Like your testosterone could be and then all of a sudden you just trip the switch of a little bit more sleep, and whoosh, like all of a sudden like this domino can fix this domino, which fix this domino. All of a sudden you're feeling better here, and And maybe it's a stressful job. Maybe the job is driving you crazy, and all of a sudden you switch jobs, and now it's less stressful. Now you get better sleep. Now the better sleep helps the testosterone. It's just funny which what lever you have to pull, in what order. And when you got more sleep, what'd you see?
So when that happened, we talk about like what's the biggest high leverage tool I can use, and it's not changing the diet's big, but it's not buying the biggest supplement, going on TRT, whatever it is. So when I had 2 readings of 99 and 100 for my testosterone, which is wild, all I did, a majority at the very start, was increase my sleep an hour and a half. And now naturally, because I had to go on TRT for a year and a half, I've been off for 4 months now. And once I got off for 4 months, increased my sleep, nothing else, no other factors. I went from 99 to 440, which 440 is good. It's, again, we talk about optimization versus average. I would like where I'm at with my ability, my body, my age. I should be 600 to 800, 600 to 700. But 400 is much better than 100.
Good for you. And naturally too, like that's, now that, 4 months, the last 4 months here. And what are you doing for that? Because I think there are a lot of guys that, so there's the sleep piece. You also lift a little bit of weight.
A lot. All the time.
You eat well on top of that. So here, let's blood work, make some recommendations based off of said blood work. Okay. And again, hey, let's jumpstart some habits here. Some sleep, probably an increase in protein, hydration stuff. I forgot all the stuff that you listed off. Step 3 is magic happens. Where do we go from there?
You're going to start feeling a lot better with those high leverage moves, like instantly. Like if you're trying to save for a new house, you have to track things, right? Like if you want to make more money, you have to track where your money's going, right? And you have to do these things with your health too. So get the data. We now made some small changes, right? And now you're sleeping a little bit more. You have a little bit more protein. And now when we get into the lifting side, like I don't just say, hey, bail into the lifting side because that's my cup of tea. It's like, now we need to be smart about it. And in my belief, this is what I feel like, and maybe this isn't how other people train adults, But I truly think adults need to lift heavy, sprint fast where that's at your level, right? Like we need to be able
and
to
listeners, there were quotation marks there if you're just listening to the show when he says sprint fast.
Exactly. Like I'm not trying to make you an Olympian. I'm trying to make you more utilitarian so that if you get called upon to do something like this, you don't blow a hamstring, right? Or you show up to the big softball tournament and you think you're big Joe Blow and it just doesn't work. So adults still need to lift heavy, sprint fast, throw hard, and jump high. Like we need to tailor that to where they're at. And that's how we and I train ex-athletes, you know. And the cool thing, Adam, is I don't know if you know this, but all my adult training, I do have a couple one-on-one people that I've trained for 6-7 years that just seem to like me and don't go away. But our gym is 99% athletes. So I haven't even launched our adult side yet. So our adult side launches this month so that we can really expand into that. But everything else is all online with my people.
Dude, that's fantastic. That's awesome. I just love how simplistic this approach is with the idea of you have to know where you are. It's like you're in the woods, you are lost. And instead of just walking one direction, you know, and hoping you find, you know, your way out, hey, let's get some blood work. This is your roadmap. This is what we're looking at. Like now we can make some decisions.
I feel like everybody's just like the athletes and just like us. We're all so distracted with, hey, you need to do this colon cleanse, and then you've got parasites, and then you need to go straight carnivore, and like, hey, your liver needs a detox. Like, it just comes down to the fundamentals, and it just comes down to eat whole foods, hydrate, and train. Like, bare minimum. Like, that's, if you do that, and I call one of them the 1-1-8 protocol. 1 gram per pound of body weight, 1 gallon of water per depending on your body weight, and 8 hours of sleep, you'll be better than 90% of the population because everybody else is so damn stressed. Like, you do those 3 things, you are smooth sailing.
And I think it's funny. Again, I always think of the domino thing. When people don't do one of those 3 things, I feel like the other things all of a sudden get thrown off. Hey, I'm not hydrating the way I should. I'm not getting that gallon of water in. Or, you know, again, what's the metric? What is it, like half your body weight in ounces? But that's like before any training and stuff like that. So if you're working out, you know, you definitely need, you know, 200-pound person needs 100 ounces. You probably need more than that. You know, but if you're dehydrated, what do people end up eating more? Because they think they're hungry, but they're not. They're just thirsty, but there happens to be food here. So now we're eating more food. Now we don't feel so good. So now if you eat, you know, dinner time or later than dinner time, all of a sudden it throws off your sleep because your body's still digesting. Insulin is spiking all over the place, you know. So now all of a sudden your insulin, as opposed to being down at bedtime, is higher than it should be. It doesn't come down fast when you're trying to sleep because there's very little blood flow. So it's just like boomity, 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 boom. And
everything starts to crumble. And the thing that I always tell everybody, and they may not believe it, but I truly think everything good in your life starts with your health and how you feel. If you wake up in the morning and you go look at yourself in the mirror and you're just not happy with that person, how good of a day are you really going to have? Right? And then you go and your kid wants you to go play baseball, but your knee is killing you. Like, how fulfilled do you feel? Like, and I believe everything is on the other side of us optimizing our health, right? Like making more money. You want a better business? Be in better shape, be able to have the energy, be able to go play with the kids. And I just made a post this week, it was on Saturday. Like, all I want my kid to remember is that I said yes to any time he wants to play, to go run, to go lift, to do whatever. Like, I just said yes because I have the ability to, right? Like, I feel like that should resonate with a lot of people. Like, sometimes when you get home because of all these other things that you haven't done, no sleep, no good food, all that, you get home and now your relationship with your wife or your husband and your kids has changed because of choices you made. I feel like that is like the ultimate selfish thing. Sorry for
No, I think that's spot on. Because I even go on the other way too, where I will, and again, Colby, I think I'm 31 again, and I'll train like that. I'll come home and I'm dead. Dad, you want to play lightning? You want to play knockout in the driveway? Oh no. I mean, and that's too, like, I did too much, like, da 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 da. But then the other way too, like to be out of shape, to have your body hurt. Little aches and pains that we get as we get older and stuff like that. Like, holy cow, if that starts, you start missing out on fun family things. Hey, I'm not going to water ski anymore. Yeah, just bad hip. My shoulder's a little blah 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 blah. And it's nice that the kids do and stuff like that, but it's also really freaking cool when Dad gets out there and shows them how it's done. And like,
speaking of that, Adam, I know we need to wrap up here in a little bit, but one thing for the adult population, that this is not a recommendation, this is not advice, but something that has completely changed me and helped me in that path, because I've had 3 shoulder surgeries, 2 knee surgeries, the gamut. Peptides. And the adult population, it's big in the adult population, but like, we're not talking peptides that just increase your testosterone, your performance, your growth hormone. We're talking like BPC 157 that can heal things that you don't even know you needed to be healed. And that's another thing that I don't ever recommend it for people, but I say, hey, this could be a candidate for you. You have a bad hip, shoulders hurts, blah, blah, blah. Go talk to your doctor about this. And that peptides have changed the game.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting in the day and age that we are right now, where, and no offense to doctors, love me some doctors, but you need to very much educate and advocate for yourself, because like, just one person's opinion in a 6.5 minute appointment that they actually get to see and talk to you is probably not enough. And you need to figure these things out. And I just listened to a power athlete podcast on peptides, and it's like, this guy's going down rabbit holes in the wave. Some of it is probably insanely good. Some of it I'm a little skeptical of. Some of it I'd like to wait. But like, if as this stuff improves, as this stuff gets better, tested and whatnot, I'm going to let other people adopt it. But like, there could be some really, really cool things to help people. Again, not taken away from sleeping, eating good food, getting that gallon of water, not that, can't stop doing that or chasing that. But yeah, you're right. The peptide game is something that's very complex and building and getting better and better. So
100%. But you said it right. Peptides are here at the top of the pyramid, right? Foundation of sleep, whole foods, training, then we can look at that. But that's the domino that will bring everything positive that you want in your life by building that foundation.
Yeah. And Cole, just to highlight something again, when in this world of hormones that we live in, with guys being low and especially guys with this testosterone and stuff like that, it's so easy to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to run to the local place, get a prescription. All of a sudden, I'm pumping synthetic stuff, and it's easy to do now. Easy to do. The GLP-1s are easy to get, so easy to get right now. You were able to, again, raise the testosterone. You still, I'm assuming you would like to get higher, with that, but you're sleeping, you're lifting weights, you're taking care, like, hey, you're doing that stuff. And now stuff's happening naturally versus having to do it, and paying for it. You're not paying for it. Sleep is free. Working out in your case is free. You're that's the one perk we get, but like, that's just, we don't need to like, oh, I'm just going to run and go get this supplement or that supplement. Just that you hit the foundation, the very top of the pyramid is stuff that you can get to at a later point in time. But man, I mean, just the work that you've done to get from where you were to where you are right now is fantastic. So dude, I appreciate your time. I know you got to roll. People want to find you, follow you. Your Instagram's very entertaining. You're doing a lot of great things. Or people want to work with you. Adults want to work with you. Where do they go?
Yes. On the adult side, you can follow at Coach Wartman. So at Coach_Wartman. For our athlete side, very similar to the same concepts and stuff that Adam does, is at Origin Performance _. So we would love to, if you're looking for blood work, or if you're just looking for a question to be answered, we have people that can do that are much smarter than myself.
Colby, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you fighting the technology here. This was a rough day. Well, we did it. We persevered, man.
Yes, we did. We got on top.
This is cool. We're not quitters. We're not quitters. There's no way. Dude, I like the logo, by the way. Big fan of the logo.
I struggled for so long, and then I was like, simplicity, I'm just going for it. And it turned out, dude.
Yeah, dude, big fan. Awesome. Coach, I appreciate it. Listeners, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. That's all we have for you today. If you have any questions or want to chat or interested in seeing what we're up to in between episodes, head over to Instagram and Facebook and follow @OakStrength. Also check us out at oakstrength.com. If you like this episode, please share it with someone who wants to live happy, healthy, and strong. If you really liked it, subscribe and review the Happy, Healthy, Strong podcast on iTunes or Spotify. Be sure to tune back in next week and remember to keep owning your health.